Thank you very much for sticking around. As you know by now, TV3 does everything in its power to put children's first, and going with the theme this week of Week of the Young Child, I'm joined by Marilyn Turner. She is an early learning training consultant, and we're talking about the importance of reading, and not just reading to your kids in general, but we're talking as early as when they're born.
When they're born.
So 3 years old, right?
When they're born to 3 years old is the focus of the training that I do, yeah.
So how important is it to get the kids as early as possible?
The earlier they fall in love with books, the earlier you have readers, long before they're able to sound out words. And kids fall in love with books. You open their world. You show them things that they don't see at home.
Right. And what kind of reading material are we talking about here? So I know that you brought
this one
book here.
I especially love for little babies because they love faces. They fall in love with mom and daddy's face practically as soon as they're born. And so a book full of faces, and of course they're baby faces. And if you read it and make the silly sounds that the kids are making, they'll enjoy the sounds before they know exactly what they mean. And a child will learn pretty quickly when you're changing diapers what stinky means.
Yeah, so there's facial recognition. There's words also, too, that maybe a parent says often or a child says often, and I see, too, it's very colorful.
That makes a big difference for children. It really gets their attention, and maybe every time you turn to this page you get a big smile and you wonder why you're getting a smile on the Boo-Hoo page. But maybe that pink is just a color that very much appeals to your child.
Yeah, and I guess for the future of the child, too, developmentally, good to get them while they're young, start reading.
Absolutely.
Any tips that you can give for parents?
Well, I think often. Read often. Okay. Don't wait until that half hour before bedtime, because that gets away a lot of times. They're too tired. You're grouchy, they're grouchy. You want to just end the day. Reading, they make those nice plastic ones that you can read in the bathtub. That's kind of a captive audience because they're sitting still for you.
Right.
When working parents get home and they're trying to get supper on the table, putting the baby in the high chair early and giving them a book that they can read that they already know and like. And if you notice, every book I have here is cardboard.
Good idea.
They're chewable.
Okay.
That's one of the ways baby learn to love books.
Yeah, and how do you know then when to start advancing the book? So you know you have a Faces book probably when they're super young.
Exactly. You'll see their interest when you have a crawler pushing vehicles around the floor. Go get a book about cars. Or actually, when you start putting them in the car seat and running all those errands with them, get a book about cars, because this is something they know all about. And then if they love them, this is a nice little chunky thing that they can hold and chew.
Yeah.
This is great size for their hands. You can find books like this at the library, the book fair, of course bookstores, but we're lucky in this area. We have all these thrift stores. They all have children's books. Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't feel bad if they chew them because they probably have already been handled
there
some.
There you go. Seriously, good advice. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the developmental benefits of starting to read early, here it is, Smart Beginnings, Shenandoah Valley. The contact person is the coordinator, Stacy Jackson. There is her email address and the numbers on your screen, 568-8968. Marilyn, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed
Certainly been
talking
an
with you,
education.
Keith.